Hello soulmates, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it will be about the sewing tutorial of this beautiful blazer blouse. So this is what the outcome looks like. As you can see, the inspiration by the left and by the right. So I'm trying to fix my shoulder pad inside. I did not sew it together with it because I don't like shoulder pad. So I'm just inserting it so that you can see the difference with the shoulder pad and without the shoulder pad. If you want it with the shoulder pad, you can make yours together with it. And for this neckline, I actually sewed it upward because it was too low. I use my armhole length. It was kind of too low. I wish I went up by 1 inch. I'll be showing you very soon what it looks like without attacking it. If you notice the button part, I tacked it upward. So this is what it looks like actually. So I just have to put a piece of cloth here just to cover my bust. That's the only issue I have with the top. And for the sleeve, I don't like a tight sleeve because when I fold my hands up like this, I don't want to feel discomfort. So that is why my sleeve is kind of loose. But if you are using a stretchy fabric, you can make it tight a little bit. So without wasting much time, let me put you on how I was able to achieve this through the sewing. Welcome back, guys. So you will need your crepe fabric, which is the main fabric. You will need a lining. So this is my lining. You will need a facing, a very soft facing. This is just to thicken the fabric a little bit. Then you will need your shoulder pads. So these are my shoulder pads. So you will need the zipper also. So this is my zipper. So you need a zipper that will open at the end. Then you will need a button or a cover button. So I don't have a cover button, that's why I'm using this button. So guys, this is the pattern we drafted in the last tutorial. If you haven't seen it, I will link it up here. When I observed the pattern thoroughly, I noticed that the pattern still needs some little adjustments, which I'll be doing now. So I noticed that this part here is not straight because the joining of this top will be stopping at somewhere around the half length area. So this part here needs to be straight downward. I don't know if you notice, it is not straight. So I'll just be rolling it like this just to meet the half length area. So I'll do the same thing for the bigger pattern, and I'll also do the same thing for the smaller pattern. Another thing I'm correcting is the 2-inch extension I added. So from the pattern, I observed that it will be too long, so I'll be removing that also. So just watch me closely as I remove this part. So this is the 2-inch extension part. So I'll be using the initial line I drew before. Like I said, if you haven't seen the pattern drafting, it is very important for you to understand all this things. So the pattern drafting video will be pinned in the comment section for those that haven't seen it yet. So that is all about the correction of this pattern, and I'll also trim this side off also. So since we've corrected the pattern, so the next thing to do now is just to transfer this pattern to our fabric, then we cut it out. As you can see what I'm talking about here, so this looks okay, it looks better than the previous one. So I'll also be going inward by ½ inch at this part. This is just to allow the opening that will occur at this part. So if the opening is not wide, the beauty of this blouse will not come out. So I'm just taking ½ inch inward just like this. So then I will just take ½ inch through here just to allow the opening to be wide. I hope you are not confused with the pattern drafting. I'm sorry this is happening, but it's better to correct the pattern than to correct the main fabric that you've already sewn. So that is why pattern drafting is actually good. So if you notice anything that will not look nice at the final outcome, you can easily correct it. So this was what I did before I even started cutting. So now after the correction, this is what we have. So this is what we have. So from the look of this pattern, I could tell that the outcome will be nice, which was actually nice at the end of the day. So this is the pattern after transferring it to my fabric. So this is the fabric I cut out. So you will need a lining and the main bodies. Then you had 1 inch for the side joining, then ½ inch at all other sides. So for the other side of the front, so I added my ½ inch joining allowance, then 1 inch sewing allowance at the side. For every part of this blouse, I'm adding a lining and the main fabric, so you are cutting out 2 pieces. So for the front, my fabric was more than enough, so I cut out the same fabric too for the front, but for the back I cut out a lining and the main fabric. So this is what it looks like. So this is the sleeve also. I cut out the fabric with the joining allowance. The joining allowance by the side is 1 inch. Then for the lower part and for the upper part, it is half inch. Then I went ahead to also cut out the lining. So each sleeve also have lining. So all the blouse, like all part of the blouse, has a lining. So this is what I went ahead to cut out. So now this is the fabric. So I added stay at the upper part and at the lower part of the back just to thicken it. So if you have more than enough, you can just add all through. But for the front, I also had all through. So I'll go ahead and make my dart and also sew this. So this is the front also. I added stay to the neckline area and to the lower part also. I don't want to add stay all through, but if you can add stay all through to your fabric, you can go ahead. So to know where to join, so I'm locating this my armhole part, which is the neckline. So I'll be joining that. Then for this other part here, so where the joining of this one will stop, actually it should stop at the waist area, but I don't want it to be exposing my belly. So I'm going down by 2 inches at this point. So I'm going down by 2 inches. So I will join the other part, and you see this other opening from these 2 inches down to this upper armhole, it will be opened. So for this side also, you also go down by 2 inches at the waist area. Then you join the other part, then you leave this side also open. So after joining it, this is what we have. Then I'll be notching this scallop part and also where the joining stops. So wherever the joining stops, you notch it with half inch. Just notch it with half inch. Make sure it is not more than half inch. So just make sure you notch the end point, like where the sewing stops. So I'm trimming off this scallop part to about 1/4 inch so that it can turn out really nice. So that's just what I'm doing right now. So I'll go ahead and flip this over and I will also iron it. So for the other part of this, let's also turn that out. So this is the other part of the front. So I will also be notching where the joining stops around that waist area. So I'll be notching that so that when I turn it, I can have my half inch to sew. So when I flip this over, you will understand everything. So I'm just trying to reduce this part here just to make it turn. You know that part should be pointed, so I'm trying to reduce it a little bit so that when I'm turning it, it will turn out perfectly well. So this is the back also. I will notch the neckline, then I will also cut out any parts that will cause the side to be bulky, like any part that will make it bulky. I will trim it off, like this edge over here, just trim it off, then you turn. So after turning, this is what the back parts look like. As you can see, the shapes came out well and this is very neat and nice. So this is what the back look like I said, I made my dart, so the dart is there and everything is okay. So this is what the front looks like. So this is the joining part. As you can see, the joining part of this other side. So you just place it on each other like this, then you start sewing from this part upward. You sew from this down part upward. So I'll just go ahead and join with the half inch. You know, the notching we did is half inch, so what you will have there should be half inch also. So you go ahead and just join this upward. So you join this upward, so when you flip it, you have something like this. That is very neat. So this is what we have after joining. So this is what the inside looks like, and this is what the outer part looks like. As you can see, it is very neat. It is very neat. So this is what it looks like. So now it's time to join the back and the front together. So you join it by the shoulder and also by the side. So join by the shoulder and also by the side. So I'm just trying to place it on it to be sure. So you just place it right side facing each other, then you join at the shoulder, then you also join by the side. And the joining should be 3/4 inches because you've sewn with 1/4 inch from the turning. So this is what my blouse looks like. As you can see, the shape is coming out and the beauty of this blouse is coming out already. So this is what the armhole look like. So this is my sleeve. What I will do now is to go ahead and join my sleeve. So I'll start by joining round, like because I'll be turning this sleeve with the lining. So I will sew at this lower part and also by the side with a 1/4 inch. So I'll sew by this side with half inch, and by this lower part, that is the opening of the sleeve, by half inch, and the other side will be with quarter inch. So this is what I have after joining it. So you now go ahead and join the sides together. So you'll be joining the sides with 3/4 inch. So after joining, this is what I have, and I went ahead to iron it. So I'll just go ahead and fix the sleeve to the main blouse, and I'll be back. So this is what it looks like, and the blouse looks so nice, so beautiful, and very neat. It looks very neat. So this is what it looks like. So the next thing to do is to fix our zipper. So since this zipper has an opening at the end, you'll be placing it in such a way that any excess you have will be at the upper part, just like this. Then you'll be fixing it. So for this design that is around this bust area, so I cut out a net, and the net is about 12 inches by 2 inches. So I'll just make it gathers, and I'll be showing you soon. So this is what the blouse looks like after fixing the zip. After fixing the zipper, this is what it looks like. As you can see, the back, it is very neat and fine, very neat. So this is how your blouse should also look neat if you follow every procedure I've been showing you. So this is what it looks like. So now it's time to attach that small ruffles we did. To locate where the ruffles will be, what I did was to measure 8 inches. This is just somewhere above my bust length. So my bust length is 9.5, so I went up by 1.5 inches above my bust. So in case your bust length is more than that, just go up by 1.5. Then I'll be placing this. For you to know where to place this, your darts, just look, your dart will be somewhere around that part. So the ruffles length should be about 5, so you just measure 2.5 to one side of the dart and 2.5 to the other side, then you just sew. So after sewing, this is what I have. I sew, then I also sew on it again. So this is just to achieve something like this. You can just achieve it in any way, and if you don't want that, you can just keep that. So now the blouse is almost ready. So the next thing to do is to fix this button. Actually, it should be a covered button, and I also plan to cover this with a fabric. I have a tutorial on how to do that. I will link it up here. But after looking at this, I feel this is more beautiful than covering this button with a fabric, because this, my blouse is black and I just need something to make it pop up. And since this button is like a silver metallic kind of button, so that's why I didn't bother to cover it. But if you want to cover it, I have a tutorial on how to make a cover button without the machine. So you make sure the space in between your buttons, they are equal, then you go ahead and fix it. So if you are using a red fabric, like your blouse is red, make sure the buttons or the cover button are also the same color. So this is what I have. As you can see, this button looks okay. I don't have to cover it. So this is what it looks like. This is what the outcome of this blouse look like. As you can tell, this looks so beautiful, so neat, and everything is just perfect. Everything is just perfect except the neckline, which was too low for me, like I explained in the intro. So it was too deep. The neckline was too deep. I used 7.5. I should have used 6.5. That is, I used my armhole length, and my armhole length is 7.5. I should have went up by 1 inch. So this is the shoulder pad. Like I said, I'm not interested in shoulder pad. I don't like shoulder pad, so I just bought it just to show you guys. So you can just fix it by placing it just like this. Make sure the higher part is facing the sleeve, then the flat side is facing the neck area. So that is how to place your shoulder pad. This higher part is facing the sleeve, then the flat part is facing the neckline part. I hope you understand. So that is how to just place it. Then you can either sew or you can just attach it anyway. So this is what it will look like. So thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this tutorial, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And this is what the final outcome look like. You would have seen this video in the intro. So this is what it looks like. It came out perfect. I don't have the body, that is why it is not looking so beautiful, but it came out perfect. It was neat and everything was on point. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.